What is going on? How's everybody doing today? Hope everybody's having a good week so far. I hope everybody did have a good week because it's now Saturday when you're seeing this. But Penn State football. Penn State just landed another quarterback, their second quarterback of the transfer portal. And I think a lot of Penn State fans and even college football fans are kind of wondering what this is. Why is this happening? Why this player out of anybody? And why even go out and get him? So I do want to talk about it. Again, I'm not going to go too in depth on it, but kind of run some numbers by you and give my thoughts and opinions on it and why I think Penn State did go out and get this guy. So, Penn State fans, greatly appreciate you guys. You guys show me massive amounts of support on every single video. Not going to hold you here for too long, so we're going to get straight into it. So, Penn State lands Division III All-American quarterback Connor Berry from Christopher Newport University. So he began his career at App State, transferred to D3 Christopher Newport University. In his career at Christopher Newport University, he threw for 5,561 total passing yards, 55 touchdowns over his time there, 600 rushing yards, 18 rushing touchdowns, which shows some very good dual threat capability, and only 10 interceptions throughout his career there, through 2 or 3 years, I believe. I think it was 2 years. This past season, 2025, he set the school's passing touchdown record with 35 touchdowns through the air, completed 67% of his passes, averaged over 260 passing yards per game, which is, can't ever complain about that at any level of the game. He led Christopher Newport to his first undefeated regular season, 10-0, and Division III playoff berth. He earned individual honors like NJAC Offensive Player of the Year, second team AFCA All-American. I don't really know any of these D3 things, but he was also a semifinalist for the D3 version of the Heisman Trophy. So that's very interesting, which is obviously the top Division III player in the country. But what you can kind of expect out of him is he's super efficient. He's very smart with the ball in his hands. Super accurate. He's not that typical huge arm quarterback that you see a lot nowadays, but he can use his legs when needed, extends plays, picks up extra yardage with his mobility, which I think would be very big if he ever did have the chance to play in a Penn State offense. And the guy is just a winner, as you can see. He brings leadership to the quarterback room full of young quarterbacks, which I think is a big plus because you're going to have a lot of leadership from the two older guys in that quarterback room, no matter what level he comes from. Mentorship with lots of I guess experience is always good for the young guys because Penn State has multiple young guys in that room and even more coming in, so it's going to be good for their development to have an extra guy like this because you already have Rocco Becht in there, and to add Connor Berry, a guy who has played at the top level in his said conference or in his division, then he knows the game. He obviously knows the game, so it's going to be a good mentor for him. Now, some people may be wondering why Penn State kind of went out and got Connor Berry. It's for QB2. Penn State wasn't really going to rely on a young guy like Alex Mansky was probably QB2 before this happened. Now Mansky's probably QB3. But, say if Rocco Becht went down this season, do you trust Alex Mansky to come in and really carry your team the rest of the season when you are relying on a guy with no experience? It's not picking up Connor Berry is not the splash, or not really a splash, but it's not the name that a lot of people were kind of expecting for another quarterback at Penn State, like for a QB2 situation. But then again, it's pretty hard to find guys to step into a quarterback two role when a lot of these guys think they can go out and transfer somewhere and start. So Connor Berry obviously he knew he wasn't going to come to Penn State and start over Rocco Becht. So he came in here willing to take the quarterback 2 spot. So you have a backup with experience. Now, will he translate that D3 game to the D1 level? We don't know. Power 4 level at that. We don't know. That's always an unknown. But you do get a guy with some upside because of how good he was at Division III. We've seen the jump many times with guys like Cam Ward. We've seen it with guys like Trinidad Chambliss. Jumping from D2 to D1, haven't really seen many D3 guys jump to D1, or especially to the Power 4, and have immediate success. But Connor Berry, like I said, he's one of the best players, if not the best player in Division III football. So it's very interesting to really keep in mind or think about how he would translate to the Power 4 level. Now, it's not a move that I'm going to say I absolutely love, and I'm not saying I don't like it. Because, look, I like the move. I like the move, but there is still some uncertainty as to, are you even going to trust him as your backup, being that he doesn't have any Power 4 experience or D1 experience or even D2 experience. I don't know. But like I said, we've seen it with guys like Trinidad Chambliss. We've seen it with guys like Cam Ward. So who knows? Who knows? I'm not counting him out. I think Connor Berry could come in and be very good. And then again, he may not even see the field. You know, we're looking at we're not a D2, but we're looking at a QB2 spot here. He's Rocco Beck's backup. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I like Connor Berry as a player. I've watched some film on him since Penn State did pick him up. I like him. I think he looks very good. He's a lefty quarterback, which is going to be very weird to see because the lefty quarterbacks are always super weird to see for me. But it's going to be very interesting. Very interesting. And I'm not against it. It's just not the quarterback, too, that I would have went out and got. But, hey, I'm not the coach. Matt Campbell definitely sees something in him. And, I see it, too. I think Connor Berry is going to be a good player. Like I said, I think he very well could be a good player. But anyways, if Matt Campbell sees something in him and the rest of the offensive staff sees enough in him to bring him in, hey, trust him. Trust the guys. Trust the guys inside the program. That's all I'm going to say. So, yeah, if you're a Penn State fan, let me know in the comments what you think about this. I personally do like it. I can't say I love it because I don't know quite enough about him. I do like it. Now, would I have preferred another quarterback too? Yeah, probably. But, hey, I'm not mad. I'm not mad whatsoever. So, yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys think. And, like I said, a lot more Penn State content coming, especially as we do learn more about the transfer portal and what Matt Campbell and the rest of the staff has been cooking up in the transfer portal. And then now we're covering some recruiting. We're going to start talking a lot about Penn State recruiting because the recruiting cycle is heating up fast for the new staff. And it's looking like an exciting time to be a Penn State fan after this season, I would say. So, yeah, man, greatly appreciate all you guys, as always. If you did enjoy this video, I greatly appreciate if you considered subscribing to the channel. I greatly appreciate that. You guys have shown me massive amounts of support on all the Penn State videos I post. But don't want to keep you here for too long, so that will do it for this one. Hope everybody did enjoy. And stay tuned for more, because like I said, we're going to be covering transfer portal, recruiting, everything. Everything Penn State. So, yeah, hope you guys have a good one. Catch you on the next one. Peace.